I am Damian Madalena. I'm just emceeing here in the beginning. You will hear my voice a little bit throughout the program, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce our department chair, Yuhong He, who will be introducing our two distinguished guest speakers this morning. Yuhong, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Damien. Hello, everyone. I'm Yuhong He, chair and professor in GGE at UTM. Welcome to our 2022 Student Award Ceremony, and congratulations to all award winners and graduates. I would like to first introduce our distinguished guest speakers for today. First, we are pleased to welcome our returning dean, who is also a department member, Professor Amrita Daniel, to say a few words of congratulations. Amrita is also presenting the Dan Fitzgerald Memorial Scholarship later. After that, we're also very pleased to welcome Professor Michael Badek, alumnus from UTM and donor of a new Credit Valley Research Scholarship. Over to you, Amrita.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Yuhong, for inviting me to speak. I am so delighted. This is probably, it's not a secret, my favorite department at UTM, and there's just a couple of things I want to say to the students today. First of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank you because you decided to study in GGE at UTM. All of you had lots of choices. First of all, to come to where to come to study, but also what discipline to study. And I know that I can speak for all of the professors and the teachers that you've had and the staff when we say we're grateful that you chose to study with us. It was a really smart idea, by the way. I mean, GGE encompasses an enormously wide-ranging array of thought and perspective. It really is a discipline writ large that I think prepares you extremely well to tackle the problems of the 21st century, to think in an open and transdisciplinary way about the kinds of inventions and ideas, and approach things with the openness that I think will be incredibly important in your futures. I also want to commend you, because I know, at least in my pretty long life at this point, that the last 2 years plus have been an incredibly challenging one for all of us, but especially for students. And you guys have struggled through those 2 years, at least part of, through the towards the end for many of you of your studies, but still you've had to be flexible. You've had to evolve. You've had to learn how to manage education in a very new way, in a very new form, and you've gotten through it. And what I think that has said about you is that you're incredibly well prepared for the next set of whatever you get thrown at in your futures. And I think you can have confidence as a result of what you've been through, that you'll know how to handle it. It's going to take a lot to throw you as a result of what you've been through, and I want to commend you for that. And finally, just echoing on what Yuhong has said, I want to congratulate you. It's so wonderful at this time of year to be able to share your joy with the students and what they've accomplished. I mean, obviously, everyone attending today has excelled at some level and in some spheres, and some in many spheres. And that's pretty wonderful and miraculous. We're always proud of all of our students, but it's fantastic to be able to have a few minutes to really focus on your accomplishments, and to wish you well as you head out for the next adventure. So thanks again, and I look forward to watching you receive your awards, such as it is. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Amrita. And now we'll hear from Michael.
Hi, good morning. I'd like to thank the chair and the geography department for inviting me, and very nice to reacquaint myself with the geography department after a mostly very long absence. So it's great to see a gathering of geographers, something that hasn't happened a lot in my academic career, but this is just wonderful. I started at what was then Arundel College in September 1974, which is ancient history for most of you. And what led me there was a father who, I guess he said he was a trout fisherman, but I realized later on that going to look for trout was just an excuse to get out on the land. And that's really what led me into geography. You know, there was a reason why that creek was there. There was a reason why that hill was there. And I've kept that passion my whole life. And even though I'm retired, I find I'm hiking and exploring and camping more than ever. And to be able to do geography as a profession was an absolutely incredible thing. And I hope the students maintain that passion. You can be a geographer for your whole life. You know, it doesn't matter if you're in academics or some other field, but the interest in the world is something that is so positive, and geography lends itself so much to it. So that's really all I can add. It's great to be acquainted with the department again, and I will endeavor to do so for many years to come. And hopefully I'll get to meet you all in person. I'm frankly sick of Zoom stuff. So anyways, thank you again.
Thank you very much, Michael. And we'll move now to our awards sequence. We'll start with Joe Layden.
Good morning, everyone. So I have a number of awards to present, and those of you who know me know that I tend to talk a little bit. So if I get a bit boring, you can always mute me and we can move on to somebody else. The first award is the Undergrad Memorial Scholarship, and this is a very important and personal award to me. Gunter was a friend and a mentor and a colleague, and one of the most influential persons in terms of my own teaching and how I developed my teaching style. Gunter was always very student-oriented in his work, and always emphasized the importance of field work, as Michael has just alluded to, which was really one of the core issues in terms of geography. When Gunter passed, I happened to be acting chair at the time, so I had the pleasure of working with his family and with Kristen in the alumni office to set up this award, which was generally supported by and generously supported by many of his friends and colleagues. So when I got the opportunity to develop a new course, I developed GGR 362, which is exploring urban landscapes. And really the inspiration for this was Gunter, because this is the type of course that he would teach and the type of course that he would love. And I am so pleased today to announce that the recipient of the award this year is Nicole, who was in our class this year and was one of the brightest stars in terms of our field work. Unfortunately, we couldn't get out into the field, but we managed to do it effectively through remote mechanisms. So congratulations, Nicole. Very pleased that you have received this award.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Okay, I will allow some time for everyone to congratulate Nicole, and then we can move on. Okay, so the next awards are the CNIF awards, and there are two awards in this. One goes to a second-year student, one goes to a third-year student who have achieved outstanding grades in their work in environment and geography. As many of you know, the CNIF family are perhaps one of the most prominent families in the city of Mississauga, and very important to the development of the city, but also very important to the University of Toronto, not only in terms of their generosity in funding scholarships and other activities, but also in terms of their service through governance and many committees that they have been involved in. And in recognition of this, we have awarded an honorary degree to Ignat Kniff earlier on. Many of you will also recognize the name because, of course, one of our buildings on campus is called after him in recognition of all that he has contributed to our campus. So I'm very pleased to announce the awards for the second year student who is Anusha, and the third year student who is Dilja.
Thank you.
So congratulations to both of you, a well-deserved reward.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm a little hoarse today, I'm not sure why. So the third award that I am allocated to give is the Janet Campbell Booth Scholarship. And as some of you were at this presentation last year will know that I like to have some information on those who have funded scholarships and awards, because I think it's very important that we recognize who they are and why they have been so generous in terms of their support. Unfortunately, I cannot find any information on the Booth family, but last year I regaled you with the story of the Booth family from my village in Monaster na Boolia in Ireland. And I told you about encountering Mrs. Booth, who was one of the land agents for the landlord who controlled all the land in the county and the vicinity in which I lived. And how she told me about my grandfather making a door for her that was still standing and still hanging well 50 years later. And I was, so I unfortunately didn't manage to advance this very much, but I was speaking to my sister the other day, and I was, that we had this award ceremony and that there was a Booth Family Award, and she reminded me of another incident with the Booths a long time ago when I was a child. And so we were out, my sister and I were out with my uncle Seamus, foraging for mushrooms on the Booth land. And Seamus we all called Doc. Just tell you about Seamus. He, when he was young, he shot my father accidentally. To disguise this, he covered it up with some bandaging. My father obviously wasn't seriously hurt at this. So they covered it up so that their parents wouldn't find out and they wouldn't get into trouble. But I think the fact that everybody in the village called him Doc sort of indicates that that wasn't a very successful strategy. So we're out foraging for mushrooms very early one summer morning, and Mrs. Booth happened to find us on her land. And was not particularly pleased to see us there, and asked us, well, what were we doing on her land? And my uncle, who was a bit of a revolutionary, told her, that it wasn't actually her land, that the land had been stolen from our people by the English crown and given to her, and that she was actually living on stolen land. The discussion came to a pretty abrupt end when she set her dogs on us. So we ran, managed to get over the wall, lost most of our mushrooms, and didn't tell my mother because we were actually supposed to be going to school that day, but we didn't go either. So unfortunately, as I say, I haven't advanced any knowledge on the Booth family and why they have provided this scholarship, but at least you have some more of the checkered history of my family. And when you look at these certificates later on and someone asks you, well, why did you get this award and who are these people? Perhaps you can remember, a young Joe Layden running for his life with a dog chasing him, losing mushrooms, and perhaps it'll bring a smile to your face. So the recipients of these awards today are Stephanie, Tiffany, and Lisa. So congratulations to all of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Okay, I think I'm done for the moment, so I'm not sure who's up next.
That's correct, Joe. Thank you so much. We move now to Laura Brown, our next presenter.
Hey everyone. No doors, dogs, or mushrooms awarded part of this award, but I'm here to do the graduating student with the highest CGPA in geography from the BSc side. And so this year, the award goes to Lisa Marno.
Thanks again.
And thank you, Laura. And we will move now, I believe, to Amrita, our next presenter.
Hi again, everyone. So it's my pleasure to award the Dan Fitzgerald Memorial Scholarship. And unlike Joe, I have lots of information about this person. He was my late husband, and he was in love with physical geography and field work. He was lucky enough, his favorite job was teaching UTM students and graduate students about how to conduct field work. He loved nothing more than doing those all-terrain vehicles or driving a boat or pretending that they might find a bear in some of the remote places they ended up doing some of their work. And we thought as a family that this was the best way to honor his memory. And we've been very lucky. We've had a lot of people contribute to the scholarship fund. So my hope is every year the student that wins this award will get a little bit more money. And I really hope next year I get to shake hands and maybe even hug the person that wins it. But this year I just have to smile and congratulate Jonathan Waugh.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And thank you, Amrita. Our next presenter is Laurel Besko.
Hi, everybody. I'm here to present 3 different awards. The first is the Environment Canada Scholarship for Academic Excellence, which is awarded to a student who has a declared major or specialist in the environment program and are completing their second year and have enrolled in third year studies at UTM. Demonstrate academic excellence. Academic achievement in environment-related courses and demonstrated exceptional leadership and commitment on behalf of the environment, either on the U of T campus or within their community. And perhaps as no surprise, our recipient this year is Diljot, who has been really instrumental in some of the work with the programs in environment this year. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Professor. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Congratulations again. The second award is the Jean M. Niskanen Scholarship, which is awarded to a second year student entering third year and enrolled in ecology or environmental studies at the University of Toronto, Mississauga. And this year we have 2 recipients, Sarah Hamza and Faria Faiz.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Congratulations. Just let everybody congratulate you. Okay. And the final award that I am presenting today is the Verna Flowers Memorial Scholarship, which is awarded to a second year UTM student registered in one of the 4 UTM environmental programs with the highest CGPA. And this year, our recipient is Jack Bennett. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I just want to say, geography matters so much to me, so earning this award is just absolutely fantastic. We are really changing the world with this field of study, so thank you.
Congratulations again, Jack.
And thank you, Laurel. And we'll move now to Michael to present the Credit Valley Research Scholarship Award.
Thank you. Way back when I started at the U of T, you of course have a choice between UTM and the St. George campus. And doing physical geography, I thought doing that at the St. George campus was, well, just completely silly. UTM had, well, I guess it's UTM now, still think of it as Arundel. It had a forest and a river valley and geomorphology, and there were things to do. There was field work, and I've never lost that. Through circumstances, I live right across the valley from the UTM. I'm waving to you all now. And I see the Credit Valley just about every day. I'm also very involved with work to create the Credit Valley Trail from Orangeville down to Port Credit. And spending time looking at the valley, I realized that it has a lot to teach us and will do so going into the future. So I decided to help support the Credit Valley Research Scholarship. And this is going to a third-year student engaged in a research project or thesis focused on the Credit Valley region. And I'm very pleased that the first recipient is Hala Naef. Congratulations, Hala.
Thank you, Michael. I can't wait to get started on my research this summer.
And if you ever need any ideas, please get hold of me.
Of course, I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for presenting today, Michael. And we move now to Monica Helveka.
Hi, everybody. So I don't have any interesting anecdotes. My award is a pretty straightforward one that I get to announce, but I also am really delighted that I'm handing over this award to two students that I know and are wonderful and completely deserving recipients. So it's exciting to be able to give out the Environment Bachelor of Arts Award, which is awarded to the graduating student with the highest CGPA in the ENVBA program. And our recipient this year is Juanita Lam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Very well deserved. Okay, we'll let some of these congrats roll in. And so then the other side of the coin is the Environment Bachelor of Science BSc Award. And so again, awarded to the graduating student with the highest CGPA in the Environment BSc program. And our recipient this year again is a student well known to us, Arjun Prasad. So congratulations, Arjun.
Thank you, and congrats to all the other winners today.
All right, thank you so much, Monica. And we move on now to our next presenter, Pierre. Pierre, you're still muted.
Unmute. Okay, I'm trying to unmute. Is this better?
Yes, we can hear you. We seem to have lost you again.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Apologize again. So 2 awards. The first is the Howard Andrews Memorial Award. So Professor Andrews' research and teaching focused on urban structure, environmental design, and cooperative housing, contemporary social theory, the participation of women in the workplace, and children's health. This means he could only ever have been a geographer and still get an academic job, I believe. So the recipient is the student with academic merit in a geography major or specialist program, studying social and political geography with an emphasis on social welfare and healthy city. And the recipient is Stephanie. So congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you so much.
And as with everybody else, I'll give you a few seconds to bask in the glory. And the second award is the Geography Bachelor of Arts Award, which is awarded to the graduating student with the highest CGPA in the geography in the human geography program. So recipient, another familiar name, Tiffany. So congrats. And with this, I'll bow out.
And thank you so much, Pierre. We'll move now to our next presenter, Ron.
Thank you, Damien. So pleasure to be here today and to be able to start by presenting the Ferenc Schilag Memorial Award. This award was established in memory of Professor Ferko Schilag, former departmental chair. He was a valued mentor and an internationally recognized expert in geomatics and GIS, which is a core strength of our UTM department. The award recognizes an exceptional student pursuing undergraduate studies with a major in GIS or a major or specialist in geography, with demonstrated excellence in geostatistics and remote sensing. And just like a quick side note, I had to remind myself when I last had the opportunity to speak with Ferko, and it was 18 years ago. I really don't know where the time goes. He was the chair of the department when I was hired as an assistant professor. And so I have a considerable degree of gratitude for his work at that time as a departmental leader, and really creating space for me to be able to do what I've been doing over the last 18 years. It's been fantastic. So our award winner is Edward Ka Leung Ong.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Congratulations. My apologies if I've mispronounced your name in any particular way. And then the second award is the Geographical Information Science Award, awarded to the graduating student with the highest CGPA in the GIS program. And I'm super pleased to be able to this award to Ayush Moore.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
And thank you so much. And we move now to our next presenter, Ting Ting.
I'm happy to present the award for the mentorship program. This is awarded for outstanding student leadership as a mentor in the mentorship program. So this year, our ceremony committee was so surprised about the long list of our award recipients that we exchanged so many emails regarding who they are and how many we should have. And the list is, this year's list has 10 students, which is more than double than last year. They are Ife, Hala, Angelica, Anusha, and there are also some students not able to join us today. Let's congratulate. No problem.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Let's have the chat rolling for a while. And we also have the other award, that is Undergraduate Student Service and Leadership Award, that is given annually to a student who demonstrated a high level of service towards the department and is a leader within the student community. The award is going to Diojot. And I had the pleasure to work closely with Diojot and witnessed her excellent leadership, as well as pleasure to working with.
Thank you so much, Ting Ting. I look forward to continuing this work next year as well in the community as well as in the department.
Now going to the next.
Thank you, Ting Ting. And we move back now to Joe, who will be presenting the Best Thesis Award.
And so it is my pleasure to present this award. I was responsible for coordinating the thesis course this year. There are actually two recipients to this award, which kind of suggests that I don't understand the meaning of the word best. But let me explain why there are two. I think we need to recognize how our department has evolved over the past decade, especially, and this is reflected in the change in name, which occurred recently from the Department of Geography to Geography, Environment and Geomatics. And this really recognizes the increasing breadth of the scholarship that is happening within the department, and especially in terms of the expansion that has occurred in remote sensing and GIS. You know, environment has always been part of geography. It is one of the core principles of our discipline, that the human-environment relationship. And you know, when I think of those who have gone before us, and many of those who are honored here today, such as Gunter and Dan, Donald Putnam, Howard Andrews, they were all what we could describe as maybe total geographers, in the sense that they were not siloed in a particular field, but they recognized the importance of that human-environment relationship, both from a physical side and from a human side. And so that has remained part of our core. But what GIS allows us to do now is to engage with massive data, which we couldn't do before, and to map this data and to provide meaning to it and increase our understanding. And that has been very important to us. So the two recipients of the award, I'll speak about each of them individually. The first one is Tiffany. And you know, when I think of those who have gone before us and the shoulders that we stand on, those total geographers that I mentioned, one of the things that really surprised me about Tiffany is the breadth of her scholarship and her ability to actually work within both the physical sciences and the human sciences. So her thesis is firmly within the human geography part. She engaged in a social research thesis looking at the impact of COVID on the Vietnamese population in the Peel region, and engaged in surveys and interviews with individuals. But Tiffany is also in my internship course, and her internship placement is with the Ministry of the Environment, where she's actually studying microplastics in the Great Lakes system. So this really illustrates that you know, the ability to handle both of these very diverse but very important areas. I'm you know, I was thrilled with the work that she did. You know, it was just amazing work throughout. But I think that, you know, we can look forward to geography having a really bright future when we see the scholarship that comes out of our thesis course and from many of our recipients today. So congratulations, Tiffany, on your excellence. And the second recipient is Carolyn, and again, Carolyn represents that sort of total geography. Her research, her thesis research was on the impacts of COVID on the city of Edmonton. So she was looking at rooftop heat releases and showing how during the lockdown, we had a significant transfer in where heat was being generated from industrial and business areas into household areas. And so this was done through a process of remote sensing. But again, what Tiffany did is, what Carolyn did is that she also introduced the social science research into it. And drew data from the census to looking at, you know, issues of the housing prices, low-income populations, indigenous populations, etc., and trying to connect where this change had occurred and what the influences of it were, which again was you know, just incredible work. The other thing which I only came to realize about Carolyn late into the course is that she is actually a third-year student, which is very unusual. We don't have third-year students writing honors thesis at this level. So again, this illustrates, the breadth of her scholarship and her intelligence, and again, the fact that geography is in good hands as we move into the future, and people such as myself and some of the others here today bow out of geography as we retire and maybe take up trout fishing and foraging for mushrooms and things like that again. So congratulations to both Tiffany and to Carolyn. These are really deserved awards.
Thank you, Professor. It's a great honor.
Thank you to Joe for presenting that award. We move to Nicole now for our next award.
It is my pleasure to present the Canadian Association of Geographers Award. This award honors the graduating student with the highest overall cumulative grade-point average who is a major or a specialist in any of the fields of our department, right? Geography, environment, and GIS programs. And this year, the award goes to someone we've just heard about her wonderful work. So this year it's going to Tiffany Cow. So congratulations, Tiffany.
Thank you, Nicole, for presenting that award. We move now to Ju Wang for the next slate of awards.
All right. Thank you, Damien. I will announce the last 3 awards, but of course, they are not the list. So first, it comes with the Graduate First Paper Award. This first paper award is given to a graduate student who is the first or sole author on a peer-reviewed article that's being based on research conducted at UTM. So the recipients are Andrew, Leah, and Sherwin. Oh, Irenaeus. This is normally the first major milestone of their research careers for graduate students. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. The next award is the Graduate Student Leadership Award. This award is given annually to a graduate student who demonstrated a high level of service towards the department and is a leader within the graduate student community. So the awardee is Gerald. Thank you for your contribution to the department and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, the next award is the Geography, Geomatics, and Environment Teaching Assistant Award. So we can tell from the name of the award, this acknowledges the outstanding TA contributions by our graduate students. Each year, at least one award is given to contact TAs who contact TAs who responsible for discussion, tutorial, and or lab instructors. Well, at least another award given to marking TAs. So this year's awardees are Sherwin and Janina. Thank you for your service and congratulations.
Thank you for the award. It means a lot.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the department for its support.
Let's give some time for the chat rolling, the cheers, and the congratulations for all our awardees. All right, so that's the award. I announced it, so then pass back to Damien. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And those awards bring us to the conclusion of our ceremony today. We do have a few announcements before we all log off and go off to have lunch. First off, I want to thank our distinguished guest speakers, Michael Baddick and Amrita Denier, as well as a coordinator that helped us a lot today, Kristen Hirschman-Best. Thank you to everyone on the awards committee who helped make this ceremony happen, as well as awards committees past who left us very detailed notes to be successful today. Thanks to presenters, to parents, and to students. We really enjoyed ourselves this morning. Congrats to all the recipients. If you're graduating, be sure to join the GGE LinkedIn page if you want to keep in touch with the department, as well as see things like job postings. A recording of the ceremony will be available in the coming weeks. We have to do some editing. If you've opted out, that is, you don't want your image or likeness in the recording, we will remove it. Any questions about that, please get in touch with Rachel. And then finally, goodbye and thank you. And remember to tip your wait staff.